Hi, I'm Ken.
And I'm Kayleen, the Pilates mechanic here at the BB Garage.
And today we're going to talk about what happens when this big thing gets dropped off at your studio and what you're going to do with it first.
Yeah. So in here is a studio reformer. And we're going to take it out of the box and set it up so that we can use it.
So the first thing is safety instructions here. And so when you take the top off the box, we're going to pop the staples out. And we're going to really be careful that when we pop the staples out, we don't drag our fingers over the staples or drag our fingers over the edge of the box because it makes a nasty paper cut.
It is so painful, so just be careful.
Yeah. You might even get some cheap gloves.
Yeah. The other helpful tip for this particular unboxing is to have a second person. That is just really nice to help lift the box off and then lift the reformer out of the box.
And it's more fun too.
Of course.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Let's start?
Yep, you want to get that side?
I'll start on this side. Okay, let's go.
So you're just going to reach your fingers under the edge of the cardboard and listen for the pop of the staple coming out of the box underneath.
Gonna get that side panel?
Yep, I'll get this side panel.
Okay, I'm good.
All right, let's
Ready?
lift her off. Put her over here.
All right. Okay.
So we've got some boxes and packing materials in here. Hey, box knife. Thank you. So we've got one piece of tape across the top here. We'll get it out of the way. We'll pull some boxes out.
Pull some boxes out.
Now it's really important that when you pull things out of the box to make sure that nothing is hiding inside the packing material, okay?
This has got stuff.
That's got stuff in it.
It's got stuff. Empty. Watch out.
Woo!
Okay.
All right, so I see the carriage in the sitting box.
Okay.
You want to get the carriage first?
Yeah, let's get the carriage out of the way. How about I grab one side?
Grab that side.
Take this off.
Yep.
Let it go. Ready? Where are we going to put this guy?
Put it up against the wall over here.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. And we got the sitting box.
More stuff here. Okay.
All right.
Lift
So
it up.
we'll lift up and then tip it.
Yep.
All right.
And then we'll slide the
We'll kind of
box out of
slide
the
the
way.
box backwards.
Okay, beautiful. You ready?
I'm ready.
Ready to tip?
Yep.
On carpet, you can just put one leg down and roll it, right?
Yeah. That'd be really nice. All right. Here's the frame. All right, Ken, you ready to unpack this box?
I'm ready to unpack this box.
I feel like a kid on Christmas morning.
You know, 1 billion years ago, we used to package all these reformers in wooden crates.
Really?
Yeah. And people used to get them and they would call us up and they'd say, what am I going to do with this crate? And we would try and get them to, you know, maybe put it in front of their house and offer it as a condominium for a homeless person. But that didn't go very far.
No, yeah.
So now we're like fully recyclable. We're using cardboard crate. And even the cardboard that we're using right now is recyclable and it's made from recycled material itself.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's very green.
Yeah.
All right, so in here, I see a foot strap. Look at that.
1 foot strap.
We've got some ropes, loops, and handles. Pretty cool.
Perfect. Gonna need those.
Here are the pulley and knob assemblies for the risers.
We'll put this down in the riser department.
And then we've got one of the stoppers for the carriage, or the rail. The rail.
It's gonna go down near the riser, okay.
Okay. I think these two packages go together, right? We've got shoulder rests, which are upholstered in here, so just be careful using any knives to open this thing up.
Yeah, maybe we'll just use our fingers on this one.
Yeah, and then the twist lock knobs for the shoulder rest posts.
Oh, perfect. They're going to go together here. All right.
And then our super awesome no-roll spring bar.
Perfect.
I love that design.
All right.
Super safe.
We'll go right to here.
And then a DVD and some instructions.
In like 12 languages?
12 languages.
We think, yeah. Okay, all right.
I only know one of them.
All right.
Or two of them, maybe. And then springs. And you'll notice that I have 3 reds, a blue, and a green. And whichever springs you are comfortable working with as an instructor, you can customize with your sales rep. So be sure to talk about the colors and the weights of springs you want before you place your order. Okay? Here we go. So that's it for this box, but we're still missing something.
But there's more.
There is more. So we need to find the risers.
For that, I'm going to need the box cutter.
Oh, yes.
I'll
There
take
you go.
the box cutter. Thank you. And I'm going to be really careful not to cut the upholstery of the box. I'm just going to put the blade out just enough just to cut the tape. And then I'm going to lift this up. And I'm going to cut very shallowy. Is that a word, shallowy?
I think so.
Just very light.
We know what you mean.
Yep. And that's good. And voila.
Hey, there
What's
they
this?
are. These are the risers. They're going to go at the end of the reformer, and we'll put your pulleys and knobs on them. All right.
Shall we rock and roll?
Let's do it.
Okay.
We're ready to start setting up the foot end of the reformer. So I'll pass you the little parts and you can put them on.
Great. We'll start with this end.
Okay.
All right.
So first we have the foot strap.
I got to tell you about Kathy Grant.
Yes.
She one time told me when putting on a foot strap, there's a way to do it. She called the part with the triggers on them the business end. And she always said that the business end should go away from your foot so that there's no possibility that, that it could become disconnected.
Yep.
A little trick.
That's a nice little tip.
It's also a little bit harder to put them on, which makes them a lot harder to get off.
Yes. Yes.
It's a good thing.
So it's nice to put them on before we put on the next part, the spring bar.
Spring bar goes like this, fits right in here, and we'll drop it in there in the hooks.
Great.
And that's pretty simple.
Okay, and then all we have to do is set the foot bar up.
We got
Okay.
it. What's that stuff that goes around there?
This looks like some packaging material that helped keep it in place for shipping.
Got it.
All right.
There you go.
All right.
And we're in good shape here. We're ready?
Let's go. Let's go up the frame.
Okay, beautiful.
Okay, so we've moved to the other end of the reformer, and we're ready to put the risers on. Ken, you have the risers over there.
Ready for the risers?
Grab them out of that bag.
Okay. We'll do this. We'll do
Cool.
this.
So
We'll
to
do
put
this.
the risers on the frame, we need 4 bolts, and your bolts are located in this bag along with the pulleys. So I'm going to pull those out. There's 2 for you, Ken.
Thank you.
And we'll save
And
the-
these notches here go to the inside, right?
Yes, so you're going to align the 3 horizontal grooves towards the other end of the reformer, so towards the well, the business end of the reformer. So Ken's going to hand start these bolts
Yep.
just to get them going. And then in this bag with the stopper, there is an Allen wrench, and we're going to pull that out.
Oop. Okay. Got the Allen
So
wrench?
here's your Allen wrench.
So these go in here,
Yep.
like this.
And he's going to snug those
Yeah.
pretty tight, but not so tight that you start to, you know,
Yeah.
strip things around.
Or like force it into the wood, right?
Correct.
Yeah. This comes to that point, we've gone too far. And I'm just about done with number 2. And I'm going to snug it up right now. There you go.
Cool.
Okay.
So we can give it a little tug and it's not going anywhere. So while Ken's working on the other riser, I'm going to pull out our pulley and knob assembly. There's a lot of hardware on this assembly, and it's important that we get the right hardware on either side of the riser. Okay? So let's go ahead and take the knob off of the eye bolt. It's a long eye bolt.
You know, while you're unscrewing that, I thought I'd mention that this is an 18-inch studio reformer. And so on this one, it looks like the risers are kind of short, because on a regular reformer, the risers go to the floor, but it's the same riser, just on a taller frame. Yes,
so the most common studio reformer height is 14-inch. So your risers will be a little closer to the floor on a shorter frame. Okay. So once you take the knob off, you're going to take one of these big washers off. Okay. So we've got a knob and a washer in my hand, and then the rest of the assembly is going to go on the front of the riser here. And you can put it anywhere along the slot. Now we see the bolt sticking out the back. We're going to first put the other big washer on the back, and then the knob. Okay. So I'm going to tighten this enough so that it doesn't slide up and down. But when I'm out in studios all over the country, a lot of times I'll see people who tighten it so much that they pull the little threaded insert through the knob. So be sure not to tighten this so much that things start getting pulled apart. Okay? Ken, you want to do the other one?
Happy to do it.
There we go.
All right. Okay, we separate these guys. Put this in here, put this guy on there, put this guy here, and tighten it up, and get it started. Whoa! Hang on,
it happens to me a lot too. So another thing I think is important.
I'm having performance anxiety here. Whoa!
The pressure's
on.
on.
The pressure's on. I can't even put a stupid washer on, but I can get this done in a minute, and it'll be just right.
Third time's a charm.
Third right, yes. I just need to go slow and cautious. And oh, by the way, when you're putting things together like this, if they don't start easily, you've probably got it started wrong. Back it off, screw it down right again, okay?
Yep, there's no need to force anything. It should go together pretty smoothly.
I got it. Yeah. I got it. All right.
So the other important thing to note is where you put your knobs and pulleys on the riser, whether they're high or low. Depends on your training or on your preferences or on the exercise that you're doing. The slot is here, so you have the flexibility to lower it for some exercises or raise it for other exercises. So I think that's a fantastic design feature. Okay. The last part we have here is the carriage stopper. Some people use this, some people don't, but it will just slide into the rail that has the holes drilled into it. Okay. No, I'm having there we go.
There you go. Okay.
That was close. All right, so I think we're ready to move on to the carriage, yeah?
Let's go to the carriage.
All right.
All right.
So Ken's going to put the carriage on the frame so that we can put the springs on it.
And I'm going to be kind of careful here because I want to make sure that I don't smash the edge of the carriage onto this edge of the frame and make a big dent. That would be an off-label use for your reformer.
No dents, please. Mm-hmm. Definitely not in the setup. All right, so we're going to cut open the springs. Now, when you're installing your springs, it's really important to have the correct spring hook orientation, okay? So the round end is going to hook onto your spring bar, but the hook end goes under the carriage. So when you put this on, make sure that the spring hooks face up. Otherwise, the springs will just fall off the carriage when you're not using them. Okay.
And that means when the carriage is right side up, the spring goes down, the spring hook, right?
The spring hook faces down when the carriage is actually in the frame. Okay. So I'm just sort of picking a random placement for these springs, but it's up to you how you want to order them on the spring bar. All right.
So here's the key. Now this has gotten a little bit heavier, and you don't want to drop it on the frame. So what we're going to do is both Kayleen and I will lift it up, and I'll go to the front.
Okay.
And then we'll rotate it and drop it straight down onto the frame.
Yes.
Okay?
I want to avoid hitting the top of the wood.
Okay. Let's rotate it towards you. Got it?
I got it. You
okay.
good?
I'm good.
Just watch your fingers.
My fingers are clear.
All right.
And we're in.
We should slide a little bit.
Well,
you hear a little noise in there.
Yep, because we got, oh, it's right there. I see it.
So when you flip it over, your springs will kind of shift to one side. So we're just putting the springs back and then hooking a couple on the spring bar to keep it still, right? Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the foot bar before we move on. This foot bar, excuse me, Ken,
no problem,
has a couple of supports here. This is a classic foot bar, so it has two support bars, one for the high position and one for the low position. You can see that this is the low position. The foot bar is a little bit lower and further away from the carriage. If you switch it, the foot bar gets a little bit higher and a little bit closer, okay? The important thing with this foot bar is that you make sure your support bar is actually taking the weight in the gear area and it doesn't get caught here up against the non-skid and the frame. So just make sure that it's secure and then put the other bar in place. If you have a Revo foot bar and spring bar, you only have one support bar with the locking mechanism. Okay? All right, let's put the shoulder rests on and the ropes.
I am ready.
We're ready to put on the shoulder rests, and then after that we'll thread the ropes through. So we've got our upholstered shoulder rests in this package. Ken, you want to take those out?
I'm going to carefully take these things out and carefully demolish this bag so I don't use any blades at all so we get these things out. So one shoulder rest.
There they are.
Another shoulder rest.
Cool. So these shoulder rests are going to slide into the bracket on the frame and then slide backwards, okay? You want to make sure that they're flat, flush up against the surface before you slide them. And then we'll take these really cool little knobs, twisty knobs. What's the marketing name for them?
I don't know.
Twist lock.
Twist lock, that's it. That's it, yes.
Which I think are super cool. I have older machines that just have the posts. So these are really nice. You just put them right on the protruding bolt and tighten them down. And what this does is keeps the shoulder rests from rattling, but also makes it easy to take them on and off, right?
And why would he want to take them on and off?
So that's a good question. It's a very good question. So I don't know if you knew this, but your shoulder rests, right now they're in the narrow position or the regular position, okay? But the slots and the keyholes are actually off center. So if we were to take these off, thank you, and swap them, now they're actually, what? Maybe an inch wider?
Inch apart, farther apart.
So that's really nice for your bigger, taller, wider clients, more comfortable for their shoulders.
All those new NBA players and football players that are now doing Pilates.
Yeah,
Yes.
exactly. So we're going to leave them here for now and get to our ropes, okay? So our little package here has some handles, which we can put off to the side for now. Loops and ropes. So I'm going to put the loops on these clips. Okay, and we're going to show you a common way to adjust the ropes to the right length, but it may vary, right, depending on your training or your objective with the certain exercise. So we'll slide one loop over the shoulder rest. Ken's going to take the other end of the rope, thread it through the pulley, and we'll slide it back. Okay, so let's do the same thing on the front one. Maybe you can get a little close up here. Okay.
So it doesn't matter if it comes which way, because this rotates.
Yep, the pulley will rotate.
And then, how's that going through those things? And what are those things called?
So we've got some footman loops. What are these called?
Eye straps.
Eye straps. Eye straps. Okay. We're going to thread the rope through the eye strap and then through the
cam cleat.
Cam cleat. Very much a sailing, right? Sailing invention.
Yes.
And then through the other eye strap and pull fairly tight. Yeah. I mean, but you can see here that this rope hangs differently than this one. Okay, so we're going to adjust these so they look fairly even. Okay. Once we have them to the right length, I want you to give it a tug on this side to make sure that the rope is seated in the cam cleats. If you need to adjust the length of the rope in the future, you just pull the rope out of the cam cleats, slide it either way, and then put it back in the cam cleats, okay? And give it a tug. And then I even think there's a little hole here, and we can slide the rope end through the hole out of the way, okay? What do you think?
I think it's perfect.
All right. So I think there's only one more thing we got to unpack here before this thing is ready for its first session.
The box.
The sitting box.
The box is in the box.
The box is in the box is in the box.
I'll get the sitting box and bring it over to you right now.
All right. All right, you ready to get the box out of the box?
Let's get the box out of the box onto the carriage.
All right.
Got that?
I think so.
Easy.
Easy peasy. So your box fits really nicely in the long box position or in the short position, just like that. So this is what comes with your reformer, pretty standard stuff. But if you wanted to get, pretty creative or make what I would consider an upgrade, we have a couple options that fit really nicely with your studio reformer. Ken?
Yep.
You got that one?
Got this one. Ready?
All right, let me see it.
Try that one.
Woo! So this is a foam sitting box. It's called the Sitting Box Lite, thank you. And it fits right on top of your reformer, just like the regular one, except as you saw, it's super light, okay? Super light, easy to use. And I've visited a lot of studios who are concerned about the hardness of this because, hard foam rollers, the Arc, whatever. But this has a great texture on the top and it has the contoured edges. So it's actually really comfortable to use. And I think Ken, don't you prefer this?
I actually prefer this box. It's the one that I use.
Yep. So when he does Pilates, this is his box.
I use that box.
All right.
And it goes over the shoulders.
Yep.
Yes.
Fits here. Fits here.
There.
Fits wherever you want it. Super
just like
easy.
the other one.
Ready?
Ready.
There we go.
Nice here. How strong is this thing?
I don't know.
I don't know. Whoa. But it is pretty strong.
That is pretty good.
Yes.
Yeah, that thing's, that's going to make a big difference throwing it around the studio.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So the other option you have to add on to your reformer is the Pilates Arc. Okay. And just like our foam sitting box, it fits right over the shoulder rests in a couple of positions that make it easy to use during a reformer session. Okay? All right. So I think that's about it for our studio reformer setup, right?
I think that's all we got.
All right. So if you want more videos like this one, you can go to pilates.com/bbgarage and check it out. We'll see you there.
Thanks for being at the BB Garage.